All right, hello, hi. This is Ben Harris, doing the video presentation one on topic two, job order and process costing. All right, so for the first question, some of the similarities and differences between job order and process costing. So job order costing uses small production runs or single jobs of many different individual products. With different overhead costs per product, where process costing uses large runs of standardized units. So running like a lot of, say, peanut butter or, filling up water bottles. Job order costs are also accumulated by similar jobs, whereas process costs are accumulated by department. Some similarities include that both systems have the same purpose, pretty much just to assign material, overhead, labor to products. Both use the same basic accounts, pretty much manufacturing overhead, raw materials, work in process, and finished goods. Another similarity is that cost flows through manufacturing accounts similarly, just in both systems. Let's see. In job order costing, costs are accumulated by individual jobs, whereas in process costing, costs are accumulated by department. And each department has a similar output. Unit costs and overhead costs are computed by department. In process costing. So in in job order costing, unit costs are computed by job. And so an example of both of these would be that job order costing would be a construction company making custom homes who would use different, making different types of homes. And each home would be, custom to the owner or what they want. So overall, each job would have different costs and wouldn't really relate directly from job to job. So whereas process costing has a lot of the same unit being made, or large batch sizes where it's easy to track overhead costs and trace them to an individual unit of product. Such as a water bottling plant would use process costing because the product is the same and there would be a consistent overhead rate. So moving on to question 3 with activity-based costing. So in activity-based costing, indirect and overhead costs are viewed as activity pools. So different activities would be related and their costs would be added up and you get an overhead rate for that activity pool. And so, each activity would have a cost driver. So for our examples beforehand with the water bottle plant, the activities may be manufacturing and bottle filling, manufacturing of bottles. So the manufacturing of the bottles with injection blow mold would be just probably number of die setups, and the cost driver for the filling would be number of machine hours per bottle. And so you'd be able to trace the overhead rates of both of these back to the activity and ultimately get a more accurate statement of costs. So moving on to question 4, equivalent units of production, why they're important. Equivalent units of production indicate the amount of work done on a partially completed unit at the end of an accounting period. So this is usually for process costing, and you've created, say you're making cars and you're halfway done with 500 of them. And to accurately account that, you need to report that those costs have been, made. So there's 2 ways to report it. It can be measured by either material input, say you put in most of the material at the beginning of the construction of the car, or by labor and conversion. So throughout the period of the month it takes to make one vehicle. So halfway through you'd be 50% through. So out of those 500 cars, you'd have 250 equivalent units of production. I think that about wraps us up. Thanks for listening, checking in, and thank you. Have a good day. I'm not 100% sure if I'm done yet. Nope. All right, now we're done. All right.